Hey, Paul here for Retro Gaming Arts, and I understand that there's so many different types of games out there that all appeal to different people, and then there's so many different people playing these games that all have different interests, different things they enjoy, different things they look for, different things that resonate with them, and they all have their own unique style because we're all so different in this vast world of playing video games. So I understand that there's not really a game that can speak to everybody across the board. There's not one game that everybody will universally love so much. I can only think of one, and it's not Nier, unfortunately. Now, this is my #1 favorite game of all time, and I'm gonna share with you why it is, and maybe that can give you some insight as to, you know what, hey, like, I actually look for, those kinds of things too in a game. Maybe I should play it. Or you could be like, you know what? I'm not really into all that kind of stuff. Thank you. You saved me the time of playing it because I really want to just blindly recommend it to everybody. But I understand that that's not the best case because we're all different and we all enjoy different things. So I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons that it's my favorite game of all times. And there's 3 of the major ones. 3 of those reasons are the big ones for playing a game. Characters, story, music. Music, not so much. Typically, it's normally character, story, gameplay is why you would play a game. But this one the gameplay takes a hit, but the music goes in the other direction. And if you go and listen to a soundtrack, you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to talk about those 3, and the other 2 I'll save for later because those is the real true reason as to why it's my favorite game. But the characters, we'll start there, is it's 3 separate characters that are couldn't be more different than one another. They are the most completely opposite ends of the spectrum to one another, but they coincide and they coexist with one another to achieve a common goal. And that in itself is a beautiful message to say that people who are so different no matter what can still achieve greatness together. And it's awesome. But another thing about the characters is their banter back and forth with one another is very entertaining and it's hilarious. And I thoroughly enjoyed it and it cracked me up a lot. And then also at other times it hits you like, ooh, but it's mainly funny. But in a very unique sense of humor way. And I thoroughly enjoyed all of the characters. So the next point will be the music. And how I said that the gameplay took a hit, but the music went way above and beyond. Like, way above and beyond. The music does what all video game music should do. It should set the tone for the game, and it should put you in the environment. It should put you there. Now, what Nier's music does is, let's say you're going to a town, for example, and that town, like, you can feel the misery in the town, you can feel the sadness, and in one town in particular, it's just very, very bleak. And the music sets the tone for that. It sets the tone, and it makes you feel, like when I go to a certain village in Nier, you feel the pain that the townspeople are in. You feel their misery, you feel their sorrow, and the music helps with that. And it's just very well orchestrated, beautiful music as well. Absolutely love it. It's the music that I'm playing throughout this entire video. And then the third one is the story. Now the story in Nier doesn't start right away at all. None of this great stuff about the game starts in the beginning, by the way. You have to play, the first 1/5 of the video game is just a game. It's not really anything. You kind of have to play, and I feel that as you were playing, the more and more you played, the more you're rewarded with bonkers stuff that blows your mind, but it all comes slowly. And then obviously when you get to the end, it just hits you like boom, boom, like 4 times in a row with crazy stuff, and you're just like, oh man, I have to think about this. Hold on. But the story, it's just, I can't give it away in case you haven't played Nier and you decide that you do want to play it, but it challenges everything. It's an excellent story. The main premise is you're a dude and your daughter is sick and you need to go find the medicine, and you're going to stop at nothing to achieve it. But it's not as cut and dry as just going and finding the medicine. That's the big portion of the beginning of the game, and then so much more gets uncovered as to why you can't get the medicine and as to why you need the medicine and all this other stuff, and it just sends you through a whole tilt-a-whirl. And then the whole time you just have your dying daughter. This part should probably go into the characters section. But you just have your dying daughter with the most positive, optimistic outlook, just happy-go-lucky, carefree. I'm dying, I don't care. It's okay, because I'm here with you, Dad, because you're the father. In the Japanese version, it's brother or sister, because I do believe, So, but just that, it just messes with you. And then every single loading screen is your dying daughter's journal entries. You don't really get too much interaction with that character throughout the whole game, but just to see their journal entries, this totally should have went in the character spot, but it's okay because I can't really give away too much of the story. It's awesome. It's just awesome to see this dude's quest to save his dying daughter, and he'll stop at nothing, and then all the crazy stuff that gets thrown his way. So those three, character, music, story, those are common in every single game. Now, what does Nier have that I don't see in most other games? And it's art. It's a piece of art. And what I mean by that is the dude who created it, it's not just a game. He wasn't just like, all right, let's just create like a battlefield where we just throw a bunch of people in, they fight, and then at the end, somebody wins, and then they all have to do it again. Or whatever. Or it wasn't just like, here, let's just create this gimmick or this concept and then just make people go through it, and then at the end we'll just put a cliffhanger so they have to buy the next game or whatever. I don't know. Am I using games as examples for those? I'm not. I'm just making that up. But it's not your typical game. And what I mean by it's a piece of art is it leaves it up to you to decipher what you want to take from it. It gives you the most it can, but it leaves the last 20% up to you with your perspective, in your decision making, in your analysis of the things that happen. It leaves it up to you to figure out the rest. And I feel that was done on purpose. And to do something like that on purpose in a video game, that's beyond a video game. To like, let's see if I can write the story in a way to make people have to figure out the last part. To not give them the full thing, but to let them take it upon themselves afterwards. And it's generally a universal thing when you beat the game and you get the story, and then the last 20 minutes you're like, uh-oh, well, that was crazy. Like, hold on, like, let me figure this out. Hold on, I have to think about it. Most people end up thinking about something very, very similar, but it's always a little different from each person because we are different. And that's what's so awesome about it. And his storytelling is next level. Absolutely next level. And that's why, one of the reasons why I think it's a piece of art. And not just his storytelling, but also the imagery. Like how I said that when you go into a town, you feel their sorrow. You feel the bleakness. Like that is a picture he's creating for you to see, and you feel it in addition to seeing it. A good example is, hey, if me and you, let's go look at a piece of art, and then we're looking at a painting on the wall. You may say it's awesome, I may say it sucks. Because you saw something in the art. That's why you feel it's awesome. I didn't see anything in that piece of art on the wall. That's why I think it sucks. And that's what this game does. And that's the purpose of the video, pretty much, is to say it may not fit or work with everybody. You may not see it, or you may see some things. I probably missed a bunch. I did play it for 144 hours when you could probably beat it in like 30, 35. And I still missed some. And I can't wait for my second playthrough of it, which I have to wait a while so I can forget everything so I can play it again. And the last thing is the perspective. And I kind of touched on that a little bit inside the artist part, but it's the perspective and the philosophy behind the story that's another thing that you don't really get. Like, people can tell a great story, but when they leave it up to you to decipher the rest, that's what makes it a work of art. And that's, so I can just keep on going about how awesome this game is, but in turn, what I want you to take from it is the gameplay's kind of bogus. It's not that bad. It just starts off really slow. The characters are phenomenal. I don't think anybody could disagree. The music is phenomenal. The story takes a really long time to get into and to actually see. You have to, I feel the whole game felt like I was being rewarded for not stop playing. Whenever something crazy happened, it felt like, oh, well, here you go for sticking around, is what I kind of always felt. And then looking at it with a different perspective and looking at it beyond it's a game and understanding that it was a man with a dream who made a game and this is it, is what is really the impression that it gave off of. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, play this game. You're gonna love it. If you want action and you want to beat stuff up and you want to have fun and you want weapon upgrade level system and all that jazz, it has it, but it's subpar. I mean, I loved it, but I don't feel that it will appeal to everybody for that. But if you want something deeper, if you want to create part of what you need to figure out in your own mind of the story, this game is for you. So, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you've played Nier. Let me know if you want to play Nier. Let me know if you don't want to play Nier. Share your opinions and thoughts of this game with me in the comments, please. Thank you very much for watching, checking out all the other videos and everything like that. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.